Good morning. If you'd like to share your favourite Tommy Cooper jokes with us this morning, always good to hear from you. On the text, it's 81333, starting your text with the word Cornwall, and on the phone it's 0808 100 1039. Now, for many people living with autism, facing everyday tasks can be a challenge. However, one group have found a way of escaping those challenges by expressing themselves through the medium of performance. And a special performance called Autism's Got Talent is taking place in St Ives tonight, and awe-inspiring children and adult performers with autism are set to wow public audiences with their acts. Well, 34-year-old magician John O'Blythe from Hale is one of those taking part, and I asked him whether performing has made a difference to his life and helped him overcome challenges.
Oh goodness, yes, it's been a lifesaver. It really has. I think I've always been into performing of some sort ever since a very young age. I've always been a person of the stage, and I've never shied away from the stage, and it's certainly helped me with my confidence, because growing up I did have a terrible confidence problem. I was the one at school, teased a bit and that sort of thing. But especially since getting into the close-up magic with cards and my card tricks and my coin tricks, it's helped me, because of course I have to approach people when I'm working at gigs, and I have to introduce myself and talk to people. So it's been a great help for me, and it's boosted my confidence a great deal.
That's wonderful. So it really has helped you overcome some rather large challenges as you were growing up.
Yes. I went through a Great Depression when I was in my late teens. There was a time when I didn't even leave my bedroom for 3 years straight. I shut myself away and I didn't go out. I didn't see anyone. It was a bad time, very dark time for me and my family. But it's. In the recent years, I graduated from Falmouth University, got myself a theatre degree, which I'm now using the best I can with the performance. It's all looking much better now, thanks to the magic.
Well, that is absolutely brilliant. Did you teach yourself to be a magician?
That's an interesting question. It's sort of 50-50, really. The way that I do learn, I'm not sure whether this is an autistic thing, but because I have Aspergers, but part of the way that I think is by taking in, by observing what other people do. So I think it's fair to say, most of the magic I perform has been kind of self-taught, in that I've watched other performers and I've sort of picked up little tiny bits and put, sort of make a jigsaw puzzle in my mind, really, and put it all together. Also, I watch the DVDs, I read the books, which is, in my opinion, I think that's the best way of learning, really. Just buy a DVD, buy a book, and there's some great ones out there to buy and learn some of the great stuff, and that's can be self-taught. You can learn by talking to other magicians, other people in the business, but you can. There are magic clubs. I was part of a magic club in Camborne for a short time when I was younger. Learned some great stuff. So it's a sort of 50-50 thing.
I'm so grateful that you've come in today, because I think, if there's anybody listening at home feeling exactly as you were, shutting yourself away, for some time, you will be an inspiration to them, because there is a way out. And yes.
Any kind of performing art form, I personally believe, not just from experience, but I've always sort of believed this, really, can be very, very helpful for someone, not just on the autistic spectrum or with any kind of autism, but anyone with anxiety, with a social anxiety of going out, meeting other people, any kind of performing art. Now, I know that there are people that would think, well, how can I possibly do that? Because that means going on the stage, going on the TV, whatever. But there is an element of jumping in the deep end, and there is a great deal of many occasions where you have to bite the bullet and really take the plunge. But what it can give back to you, I'm speaking for myself, of course, but what it can give back to you is just tenfold. The buzz that I get from it, it really brings you out of the shell. Wow. It's amazing.
That's magician John O'Blythe from Hale speaking with me yesterday afternoon. And then Wendy, he showed me a magic trick. It was amazing. Seriously, shall I tell you really quickly what it was?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so he had a pack of cards. He had a pack of cards and then he turned them over so I couldn't see them. Well, first of all, I saw the cards. They were a genuine pack of cards. Turned them over. He said, right, with your finger, choose one of them from underneath. Okay, so I chose one of them from underneath. He took that one out and it was the 5 of clubs. 5 of clubs. I was looking all the time. My eyes didn't leave his fingers there. I was watching. And then he said, right, in my top pocket, I have something. Reach into my top pocket and take it out, which I did. And it was a small sealed envelope. I thought it was going to be a card, but it was a small sealed brown envelope. Okay, he said, open the envelope. I opened the envelope and it said, thank you so much to BBC Radio Cornwall for having me, which was lovely. Then he said, turned it over, and written inside was, you have picked the 5 of clubs.
That is extraordinary.
It was extraordinary. How did he do that? I did ask him, but he never told me.
No.
Funny that, isn't it?